But you can share the screen.
It's enabled. Go ahead.
Okay. You can see my screen. Today we will see what are store procedures and how to create store procedures and how to execute store procedures. Store procedures are a sequence of SQL queries which can be executed by an application, and the procedure is stored. We can pass the parameters to the procedure, and we can get a return value from this. These store procedures are compiled once, and the plan is stored in the buffer pool. And whenever it is required, we can call this store procedure. These store procedures are fast, and only whenever required, if we pass this, we call this store procedure, the plan is executed. We can see this store procedures now. How to create store procedures. The syntax is, first we'll create a simple store procedure, just calling a message. The syntax is create store procedure, create proc or procedure, and we give the store procedure name. We have two types of store procedures. One is system defined, other is user defined. The one which we create are called user defined, and the which are built in the system, they are called system defined store procedures. We can see the store procedures here. System defined store procedures, usually they start with SP. We have so many system defined store procedures here. And we can create our own user defined store procedures. In user defined store procedures, we usually start with USP for our convenience, so that we can remember. Just for calling a message, I'm giving this name as USP underscore message. And it will start with as and begin and end. This is the syntax. We can keep our, and it will return returns
सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट. आई थिंक आप फंक्शंस पढ़ा रहे चल सफी मैम. फंक्शन का सिंटैक्स यूज कर रहे हैं ना आप?
create procedure, yes, message, begin and end. We'll create like this. This is the syntax. Successfully created. We can call it by select, execute. Execute or exe and the procedure name. This is a simple user-defined system, user-defined store procedure. We can have other types of store procedures, like we can pass parameters also. We can create a store procedures for inserting some values into a table. In store procedures, we can insert, update, and delete into a table. We can create a new store procedure. For inserting value into a table. By passing parameters. If you see this employee table, we have employee table. We have different columns. You can take them as parameters. Type int for the first column, employee ID. The second column, emp name. We can give varchar. Emp department. Customer ID. Column. It is also integer type data type. We are inserting into employee table. The values we can give here. The parameters which we are passing, we can take them. We should give Successfully, we have created this store procedure. We can call this store procedure. We can call it like execute, or also we can directly call the store procedure by using its name. We need to pass the parameters into the store procedure. First one is employee ID. We can pass something which is not there. It's a primary key, that's why. Employee name, department, and customer ID, column name. One row is affected. The employee table, we can see we have inserted this 48, this column, employee ID 48, Rahman, CD, and 46 and 1. Like this, we can insert, we can make the store, we can create the store procedure. Actually, in store procedure, every time it will, when we call the store procedure, every time it will not compile. In the backend, the plan is stored in a pool. Whenever we call this, directly the plan will be executed. That's why it is very fast. We can create, we can insert into the employee table. With the store procedure, we can do DML operations like inserting, updation, and deletions. We can do all the DML operations in this store procedures. We can update the table. USP underscore update. Already we have this name, so we can take other. We can pass parameters in this. Which column we want to update? We can update the name, employee name. Varchar. You can mention the length. To form the condition with this, where we can take the employee ID as the reference. You can take name. Where condition. Where employee ID equal to the parameters, the parameter which we are passing. Right? You can execute this. Store procedure is successfully created. We can call this using its name, USP underscore update. Parameters we need to pass the employee ID. Directly we can pass this in the order, name as Muhammad, comma employee ID. What we want to change. We can execute this one. One row is affected. In the table, we have changed this employee name, whose ID is employee ID is 48. We have changed it to Muhammad, right? Like this, we can update this table by using this update store procedure. We can also delete store procedure. We can also create a delete store procedure. You can pass the parameter which row you want to delete. We can pass the parameter employee ID int emp id equal to the parameter which we are passing. We can create the store procedure. Successfully created. We can use this store procedure by using its name or execute command. Need to pass the parameter. We know that 48 is there. We can delete that row. Successfully executed. We can see in the employee table. The row with the ID, employee ID 48 is deleted. Like this, we can perform the DML operations in this store procedures. Store procedures are called by the applications and they are frequently called. The plan for the store procedure is stored in the pool. Whenever the store procedure is called, the plan is executed. In the backend, it is not compiled every time. It is not compiled every time. Store procedures, as we are not, it is secure. Directly, the user is not accessing the what we call database. It is going through. Just it is passing the name of the store procedure, and the plan is getting executed directly. Directly the user is not approaching the database. Right? We can see functions. Functions. There are few system-defined functions, and we can create our own functions. We can see these functions in the table. Functions are two types: scalar and table value. Scalar functions and table valued functions. Table valued functions will return a table, and the scalar valued functions return a value. In functions, we can't perform these DML operations. Functions can only read the database. We use select command. Whereas in store procedures, we can perform this insert, delete, update, all these operations. But in functions, we can't perform. We can only use select command. First, we can see this scalar value function. The syntax for function is create function name fn underscore simple message function. We can perform this. Functions always returns. This is the syntax for functions. Function is successfully created. It can be called by using select command. dbo dot function name, schema, and the function name. Message 3. This is a test message. This is a simple function. This is a scalar value function. It is just returning a message. We can also in scalar values, scalar functions, we can give parameters and it will return values also. We can see that we can create a scalar value function by passing some parameters. The parameter which we are passing is the argument is in integer type. It will return value. It will return integer. Syntax is same. We can do some operations like we can have a square of number. Right? We can call this function. We need to pass parameter. This is a square of a number. By passing the parameter, this is a scalar value function. It will return a single value. We can have some inline functions or a table valued functions. We can create a table valued function. Returns a table. As in this, we don't have this what we call begin and end. Directly we table value function, there is no function is created. You can call the function by using its name. select star from the table name. We can give, because it is returning a table, we need to give this table name, dbo schema dot table name. It will give this one. We can also pass parameters in this one, in this table value function. We can give some argument here. Employee ID, integer type, UMP ID. We can give this parameter which we are passing. Function is created. We can call this one. We need to pass the parameter, which is available in the font. Can give. I think 44 is there. It is returning the row which we need with the employee ID as 44. These are different types of functions. The scalar valued functions with parameters, a simple scalar valued function, and table valued functions, simple table valued functions, and also with parameters. Like this, we can create store procedures and functions. Functions will always return a value, and the store procedures may return a value or may not return a value. Functions are used for select commands. The store procedures are used for DML commands like insert, can also be used for insert, delete, update, and all this. And functions can be called in the store procedure, but store procedures cannot be called in the functions. Anything else, Gone?
Yeah, no problem. That's good. Answer.
Nothing much.
Okay, we'll stop here.